Hi guys, how's it going here? It's Capricious Conch here today, and as you can tell I've lost my voice, so I'm going to do this video in whispering, alright? I hope you guys don't mind. So, actually fuck it. My video today is about this Alec Baldwin scandal. Now, Alec Baldwin had made a comment on Twitter about the Harvey Weinstein, Rose McGowan sexual assault dispute. Now, Rose McGowan accepted a $100,000 settlement, which I'm sure her lawyers provoked her to do, stating that, and don't quote me on this, that there's not a lot of methods or certainty for justice in a matter like this for somebody with power in the media of Harvey Weinstein or Hollywood or whatever he is. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. It's not really important. But Alec Baldwin said some very enlightened stuff about this issue, and the news and media is totally cutting him up. Now, I saw this morning while sitting with my family, and it was pretty unanimous that the news should not be portraying him in this light, and that he was totally justified in what he said. So what did he say? He says that he agrees with her wanting to seek some sort of recompense for this issue. And it's not a quote or anything, but his actual quote is, "But does it set back the cause of change? That's an issue, I think." Now, why the news and media would portray this as harmful or offensive? Now, I think that's fairly obvious. The news and media wants to drown out the voice of reason in favor of this generation of offense in which all the real truths are ignored under the guise of this dramatic scandal society, and that's obviously not okay. So yeah, honestly, so the Huffington Post even calls him, quote, "Not-So-Contrite," implying, unquote, that he should be apologetic for his public activism. Is this correct? Is this right? No, absolutely not. Should Alec Baldwin have to apologize? Should he feel the need to apologize? Absolutely not. Was anything that Alec Baldwin said offensive? No, absolutely not. He even goes on to say, quote, "My heart goes out to all such victims. I simply posited that the settlement of such cases certainly delayed justice," unquote. Now, you know what? He's totally right. And Alec, honestly, I don't believe that you should have had to apologize. I think you're doing a great job for standing up against this bullshit. And, I'm really sorry the news is cutting into you, my friend, because, you're doing the right thing here. And I applaud you. Seriously, I applaud you because you're doing the right thing. Now, here's another couple questions that we might consider. Can a settlement be considered bribery? I think absolutely a settlement can be considered bribery, as bribery under a threat. So I wouldn't hold anyone that takes a settlement accountable as a crime. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it is a form of bribery. You're keeping somebody silent. That's bribery. So should Rose have accepted the settlement or not? That's a complicated issue. Obviously, she deserves some sort of recompense. Obviously, sexual assault can't exactly be forgiven, discharged, or made up for by really any amount of money. And yes, I think she deserves some recompense for what's happened to her. But no, I don't think she should have accepted the bribe. And it's exactly as Alec Baldwin said, this is halting the flow of justice. This is going to make it take longer for Harvey Weinstein, whatever, to have justice enacted upon him. Of course that's considering that he actually is guilty, which he may not be. But honestly, this bribery, this settlement, kind of implies that he's not guilty. And, that may not necessarily or may not likely be true at all. So in that regard, I also don't think she should have accepted the settlement. Now, but once again, there's no fault through Rose for accepting this settlement, you know? Alec Baldwin was accused of having too much of a male mindset in this issue, you know? And I think that's a really sexist thing to say because he obviously cares about her. And, you know, that it really has nothing to do with being male or not, you know? Males are sexually abused too. I know that's probably not as common, but I've heard a statistic that male suicide rates are 4 times higher. And you know what? Our society right now has a huge focus on women. And you know, there's nothing wrong with a focus on women, but it really should be equal. You know, anything less than equal is sexism. Unless, of course, the rates of things happening to one gender or the other are actually higher. But you know, they're discussing the issues about women, but not discussing the issues about men. So I think that's a problem. So finally, if accepting bribery or settlements is not the right response, then what should victims of this type of assault be doing? Well, I think that's a fairly easy question to answer. Now, of course, they deserve some recompense, but, you know, that's halting justice. So what should they do? They should continue to persecute their aggressors, and they should get not a settlement, but a full charge, you know, and they should take an equal amount to what their settlement should have been in recompense. If they're going to take the settlement anyway, you can't exactly complain about not getting any more. So they should take an equal amount out of the full charge for recompense, and they should dedicate the rest of that money to helping other people with similar issues. Now, of course, pursuing the case to full charge is already helping those with similar issues. But you know, if you put some money, if you put some work, some real human effort into this cause, it's going to go a lot further than just donating that money to some sort of charity, which claims it's non-for-profit, but you know, pays its working members 90% of the money, 99, 98, whatever percent that's donated to the charity, you know? Now, I was recently working for Value Village, and you know, they pay the Diabetes Association and other associations as well 10% of the money that they estimate to make on donations brought in. Now, they essentially act like these donations go directly to the Diabetes Association, which is obviously untrue, since Value Village and Savers is a for-profit business. So, where does that money actually go when they send it to the Diabetes Association? Well, the Diabetes Association, my mother worked for them for a short period, doing outbound phone service, arranging pickups for donations and stuff, right? So people like her, the customer service representatives, have to be paid. The truck drivers have to be paid. The workers in the non-for-profit organization, just doing the structures of all that, they have to be paid. So out of that 10%, which obviously that's not their entire income, they maybe get 1%, probably less of that. So can you really say that it's a charity, it's a non-for-profit, that you're doing a just cause when you're only really probably giving less than 1% to the cause? I don't think so. I think that's bullshit. Obviously Value Village and Savers, whatever, they hold a real valuable purpose in that they're keeping, you know, clothing products and other products out of landfills. I think that's an amazing goal and effort, and I congratulate them for that. But no, I don't think they should be claiming that. I think they should be more transparent about the way that this non-for-profit exchange works with the Diabetes Association and other associations that they contribute to. So, yeah, in closing, what should victims of sexual assault do instead of taking a settlement? Yeah, they should be pursuing a full charge, trying to establish a more concrete rule of law to pursue these charges fully, and to get people that are committing sexual assault off the streets, out of the media, out of power, out of the government especially, out of the media especially, and out of power especially, for sure. And yeah, they should be using this money directly if they can to prevent any middlemen. Middlemen are obviously the biggest problem in industry. They should be using this money directly to fund causes to help further promote the just dispute and closure of these cases with full charges. So Alec Baldwin, I applaud you. I think you've done the right thing here, sir. I thank you for your work in media and in this issue. I think you're a really great person. Now, we all make mistakes. I don't know if you're mistakes, my friend, but I do think you're a great person and you were right in this matter. Thank you so much. Peace, guys, and have a great evening.